this webinar, this workshop is for you, first of all. What are we going to talk today? What are we going to discuss today? What are we going to talk about today? First of all, we are going to discuss jobs to be done as a framework and highlight a specific case and actually a set of cases where you can apply the framework. Again, as any tool, it works perfectly for one case, but it's absolutely inapplicable for another case. So in that part, we are going to discuss what cases suits for jobs to be done perfectly. We will discuss pitfalls and success strategies, what mistakes you can make, and how to avoid these mistakes. Okay, so let's start. And first of all, I would like to actually ask you, what is your main interest? Why are you here? What are you doing here? And why? What is the key task that you would like to solve with jobs to be done, or you would like to solve with this workshop? We have given access to the board to all of you, but I have to check the chat again and see if some more people would like to participate actively in the workshop. So please give us your names, give us your webinar, or just follow the link and request the access, and we will grant you this access immediately. You can see here on this slide, these are basically just a couple of cases that jobs to be done can help you with. We will describe them a little bit further during the presentation, but these are just a couple of cases that you can solve and you can address in your practice using jobs to be done, whether it is working with the existing product and you would like to innovate and change it and bring something new, or it's just an idea, you have an insight, you have maybe MVP, or you have an inspiration for a startup and you would like again to check it to see how well it is working for the customer. And again, you can use jobs to be done just to justify your idea. So what is jobs to be done exactly? I would like to put it in this perspective. Customers do not buy product just to buy a product. And I think we all agree with that. They want to hire a product. They want to buy a product to solve a concrete problem that they have. So basically, jobs to be done helps us to redirect our energy, our attention, and our resources from just developing a beautiful, outstanding product to actually see what a customer needs, what a customer wants, what a customer asks or hires a product for. Let's put it in another perspective. Think about you as an employer. Think about a company. A company does not hire someone just because they are a kind person or just because they've got an outstanding college history and background. These are just signals, very important, very impressive. But the key factor is they are asking themselves, can this person actually do the job we are hiring them for? So jobs to be done is basically about the same. Customers are evaluating each product from the perspective of the job they have, and they think, can your product help me? Can your product meet my needs? Can your product satisfy everything that needs to be satisfied? Think again, just an example. Think about this picture, or just a person who buys a drill. That person probably does not want a drill. They are not collecting drills, maybe in some cases, but not in this one. They're not just buying a tool, they are buying a solution. They don't want to have a hole in their wall, right? Probably they want to have another hole to cover that one. So they are trying to hang a picture, not just drill a hole in their wall. And this is very important to understand your customers buy products. And when you understand that, you may actually think that you don't want to be a drill company, a drill producing company. Maybe you can innovate and disrupt the whole industry and propose an idea that will actually help customers to hang their pictures on the wall without those ugly walls, which is perfect and which can actually be a great idea for a startup. So when you understand the need of a customer, you can see and you can see all the solution, all the possibilities that these unmet needs give you. Let's think about when you can actually use it. As you've seen, as I think that you've heard a lot from me now, that you need to actually create something new, possibly disruptive. It's either a new product, you're preparing a new launch, you're trying to find a new niche, and you are expanding your product functionality. Basically, again, the key here is novelty. Another reason or another situation is when you want to increase the value of your product through changing communications or functionality or any fundamental part of the product. Again, it's about changing and it's about introducing something new. When you're working with a product that is actually a market standard or that needs to be built to a market standard, jobs to be done may not be the best solution for that. Instead, if you want to improve your project, probably usability test would be better to understand how a customer sees your market standard project now, product now, and what do you need to change to make the experience more smooth and more comfortable for a customer. Again, as I've mentioned, we've been using jobs to be done for a long, long time, and we have several projects every year, every month that actually ask us, and we actually apply jobs to be done methodology and framework to address customer problems and problems. Just in the last 3 months, just a couple of examples what clients wanted to solve when they tried to employ or exploit jobs to be done framework. The first case was about a trading platform that wanted to change brand identity and communications. To be fair, their product was absolutely outstanding, it was absolutely fascinating. But the communication and the brand pillars and the brand identity was the growth point for them. So for that particular reason, they wanted to do a jobs to be done research that will actually provide them with the ideas and insights on how to create a new brand identity. What needs, what pain points are the most significant one to prioritize their messages, to prioritize their campaigns, and actually redesign the whole communication approach. The second example is a startup that wanted to assess product market fit of a new idea. Basically, they were trying to launch a new product, but they were not sure if that is a good idea for a particular market and for the particular niche. What we've done again, it was a in-depth customer research. We used in-depth interviews and we proved for them, we showed them that unfortunately in that particular circumstances, in that certain um, consequences and events in cases the idea will not work. And this is very important to understand for all of us. It's better to actually understand which idea will work and which will not work, to invest resources, the team resources, the human resources, the money and power and everything to develop the products that actually needs to be developed and products that will be loved by your customers. Okay, I I have a little quiz here for you. And again, if you have an access to the Miro board, please go there and vote. Example, a fintech startup is seeking unmet needs to address in its product. Do you think jobs to be done will work here in this case in a good way, or we have other tools and other instruments to better address this? So you can also write it in the chat. So for example, oh yeah, I see Maria reacted that it is applicable. And I think we all agree with Maria that yes, jobs to be done in this case is applicable. Great job, Maria. It actually works as well. So you can just react here in Microsoft Teams and I will look and try to comment on that. Another case is a travel company is trying to find problems it can address in the new marketing campaign. Do you think jobs to be done is applicable here or not? Again, thumbs up, yes. It's good methodology, thumbs down, no. Yes, yes, absolutely yes. I saw reaction, and again, great job. One, jobs to be done is applicable in this case. When a travel company wants to launch more customer-friendly booking application, following market standards, market procedures, what do you think? Is jobs to be done applicable here or not? Again, thumbs up, yes, thumbs down, no, not applicable. Yes. So Sophia says yes, Stephanie says no, Maria says yes. Um, Actually, in this case, jobs to be done, and Ina says yes as well. Actually, in this case, jobs to be done is not the best tool to address particular problem. Uh, what we have here, let's dive deep into this particular case. We have here a pretty standardized case, a booking application that follows market standards that have everything that's basically in the industry is standardized, and you just have to follow patterns. As you can see, they do not want to disrupt the industry. They do not want to introduce something new. They don't want to radically or just mildly change their interface. What they want to do is to make it more customer friendly, more UX friendly, user friendly, let's say that. In this case, it's better for you to just run a couple of UX tests and see where the interface works well for the customers, where it works, where it could work better, and actually based on that usability test, just make your application better. So you see that something is working right, something is not working right, and in that in-depth interviews and that test, you will see actually that what should be changed. The jobs to be done in this particular case will give us not a lot valuable information. So yes, I would recommend you to choose another tool. Let's go to the second. Let's go. That's the fourth case. A startup wants to attract competitors' customers to obtain a bigger market share. What do you think? Is jobs to be done applicable here or not? It's actually a little bit complicated case, but just your guess. Stephanie says yes, it is applicable, and I do agree with Stephanie. It is applicable, and we are going to discuss it further in this workshop. How can you do that with your customers? Yes, I see a question. Is it all the same for different countries? So basically, the methodology is universal. So you can see the cases where you can use it, but the products, the situations for every country, of course, will be different. So basically, what you need to do is to identify if jobs to be done is applicable or not in a particular case. It does not, it doesn't really matter if you're launching your product in Russia, in the United States, in, for example, United Arab Emirates, China, Chile, Brazil, um, Hungary, Sweden, basically any country. Of course, the specificity of the product will be different. Of course, customer will tell you different things because they will value different things in your product, different features, or different communication messages. They may have different pain points and they may have different needs. And the country, the regional specifics needs to be really needs to be addressed. But in a nutshell, the jobs to be done methodology can be applied for any market if you actually see that in this particular case, in your particular case, this methodology is applicable. Okay, great. So let's go further then and actually work with jobs to be done. So in jobs to be done, there are several fundamental things actually to for us to understand and to master them. And the key thing that we are working the most, and a lot of companies also working the most, and the fathers, I would say, of the theory and frameworks highlight the most is job story. It's like job statement and job story. We are working with job story. A job story is a narrative. It helps you to understand the context, the situation where your customers buy your product. So basically, it's about a particular situation when the product is needed for your customer. Another part of the puzzle is motivation, and it's about what a customer wants to do or complete in that context. So the customer is in a particular situation and they want to finish a particular job, they want to complete a particular task in that particular context so they can achieve something, so they can come to a particular outcome, they can profit, they see benefits when the task is completed. So basically, when something occurs, a customer wants to do something to achieve something. This is the logic of a job story, and it provides you with three absolutely unique features. First is the situation or the context. It's actually very valuable for you to use in marketing communications, for example, or to understand how your project can be adjusted to address a certain needs that customers see in that particular context. Motivation is what a customer wants to do. Again, your customers do not want to drill a hole in their wall. They want to hang a picture. They want to make their house more beautiful. They want to add some aesthetics to their house. So it's not about just an action, it's about the real motivation. And all of that in that context, a particular task, provide them with a profit or benefit, can be a material or tangible or intangible profit. For example, they will see the picture on the wall and they will be happy. Um, Basically, this is the narration that you will work with as those who will apply jobs to be done methodology. Let's have an example. Let's dig deeper into the example. So for example, a situation when my close one has a bad day. So we see a pretty specific, a pretty understandable situation. We've got a friend, we've got a relative, we've got someone close to our heart, and they have a bad day. In that situation, a customer wants to cheer them up or show some love by giving them something sweet and personal, by showing them their attention. And the outcome is not a profit for a customer itself, but it's indirect. It's for a giftee, and a gift knows that a customer thinks about them and feels loved. So for the customer, it's a pretty close to a heart story. It's a pretty close to a heart narrative. And based on that story, we can actually develop products, we can actually develop narratives, we can actually develop marketing campaigns that will help us to capitalize on every aspect of a job story, on every aspect of the narration that we have. We see a bad day here as a context. We see that a customer wants to proactively do something for that person, and we see that they benefit from seeing their friends, their loved ones again feel love, content, and absolute, and maybe go back to their normal happy state, or at least cheered up a little bit. So now we have a task for you to create your own stories, and we've got a couple of questions to help you with that. And I think at this point, um, yeah, so and at this point, I think that we can work with someone. Um, just if anyone wants to do that task with me, we'll do that. And you can just screenshot this form if you want to do that immediately, do it on your own. And we, of course, will send you these materials later. So does anyone want to create their own job stories right now, right here, right now? Okay, well, I think that you need some time to actually understand what product you would like to work on, and if you actually feel like you want to do that with me right now. But I've got a question here, so I'll give you time to think about the task while I'm answering the question. I suppose we can ask five whys for understanding motivation. Absolutely yes. Again, five whys is again just a tool, and it's very powerful tool if it is used correctly to understand the root, the core motivation, the core reasons, the core actually ideas of a particular situation. So yes, do you use five whys if you feel like you need to ask five whys to understand the core motivation for a customer to do something. Great. Okay. So, do you have someone, yeah, who would like to, maybe Maria would like to, as far as I remember, Maria would like to actively participate during the registration. I hope she has not changed her opinion. Please, Maria, tell me that you haven't done that. Would you like to create a job story with us today?
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you, Alex. I would love to. So I was thinking about my startup, and so my startup is an edtech platform for upskilling. And I was thinking about my users actually. So I was thinking about when I, as a freelancer, like the problem that we are dealing with, when I, being a freelancer myself, I want to grow my income. And when I have problems with raising, earning more or growing my income, I want to have effective educational resource that would help me to acquire necessary skills so that I could earn more.
Mhm.
or that's so that I would um, that would enable me to learn and apply new skills and
Hmm.
help me to earn more and grow my income like this.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. So what I would say, um, absolutely fantastic outcome. So I can earn more, or so I can earn my income. It's very specific, and we can actually um, see and measure that as a product, and we can actually prove to the customer that with our platform, with the product that we are doing, um, we help you to achieve that. What I would suggest to work a little bit more on is the middle part, it, because you have a lot of details and they're absolutely necessary. I do agree that we need to add all of them, but at the same time, they make the job story a little bit complicated. And sometimes for you and for the team, it can be a little bit difficult to understand those details, right? So in this case, what I would suggest, should we try to kind of separate this one job story into maybe two job stories? What do you think? Can we do that?
Yeah, but just I try to put everything together.
Hmm.
So do you have any ideas how to put it into two?
Yes, yes. So let's just go to that middle part and name what we have here. Let me go to mirror board, and I think you can see that. So in the middle part, can you please tell me what have you mentioned?
I put in the middle that
Mhm.
people want to have some resource or platform so that they could um, like a source or a platform or I don't know something that would be helpful for them to acquire necessary skills. So
Let's
it's
say.
not necessary that they need a platform, but uh, when they're dealing with the problem of growing their income, they understand that they
Mhm.
need to upgrade their skills, and they're looking for resources or platforms or some sort of education. Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe they want to have um, education to develop necessary skills.
Mhm. So, what I would suggest is to eliminate. I want to have a platform because it's a pitfall, and we will discuss it a little bit further. Um, but when I started this jobs to be done, I always wanted to jump straight to a solution. And in this case, again, you have proposed a solution. They have a platform, which is
Oh,
what
yeah,
we are,
yeah, 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 I
which
got
is
it.
what,
So maybe
yeah,
they just we can put they want to get acquire skills.
yes,
Uh,
yes. So that would be, say, develop necessary skills, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and it's what I would again recommend necessary. Let's think about the word necessary. What kind of skills
In
are
demand,
necessary
in
in
demand.
demand?
Yeah. So the one yeah
In demand.
that they can offer yeah on the market. Yeah,
Mhm. And
in
in
demand
demand for a particular group, for a freelancer, or for who?
for freelancer. Yeah.
For freelancer. Like, great, great. So I want to develop so I can so I can um increase is my income. We are putting this here. Um, when I, as a freelance, want to break through my income ceiling, I want to have educational resources. Yeah, so perfectly. These two rows, they work great. We have worked with this a little bit more. So I would suggest us to save this one. Some sort of education can be a part of your job story in the future. Again, we can create as many job stories as possible or as we want. We will then prioritize them. We will then work with them. So basically, you can just put everything out and then work with like 20 job stories to understand, okay, these five, what I'm going to what I work with or what I'm going to develop. Um, your the card that is above this one, I want to have effective educational resource. What I would suggest is again to define effective. What is effective in your opinion?
I meant practical, so the one that would just not give me knowledge, basic knowledge, but some practical skills that I can use.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, perfect. So here we can actually see, try to shift our job story from a concrete solution to the job statement, to a concrete task of our customer, right? So we can now see that it's not just a platform, but it can be anything to actually address that particular job. Great job, Maria. Let's discuss another job story, maybe. Um, again, as a teacher from my school when I was young, I will ask someone to go to the board and talk to me. Um, let's see what I've got. Puan. Do I pronounce that correctly? Yes. Um, I could try. Yes. Go ahead. Let's go. Let's do that. You should be able to unmute yourself. Let's go to the mirror board and create your own job story. Mhm. So can you please unmute yourself or write in the... Okay. Can you... Okay. So you can just write your job story now, and we'll go to it later so we can discuss. In this case, let's see if Anna wants to join us. Yeah, Anna Dimyanova. Would you like to try? Yes, Anna, you are unmuted now. Let's try to do your job story.
Yes, hi. Hi. For some reason, I can't use the chat. Try to write a couple of things to you.
Mhm. Yes, Anna, you can choose any way that works best for you.
Sure, sure. So what's the difference between the three different color posters here?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So these are three elements of a job story. So the first one, the blue one, is the context. It's basically we are thinking about our customer and try to understand when a particular need occurs. So when a customer wants to buy your product or to think about your product, or when they think about your product, in what context are they? In what situation are they? What are they doing? Or what are they surrounded by?
Okay, thanks.
Let's go into the whole job story. So the yellow one is the action that they want to do. So when they want to expand the geography and launch their products or services in other countries, what do they want to do? What are they trying to achieve? Mhm. And so the outcome in the greenish sticker. So what is the outcome? What is the benefit? What is the profit for the customer? Okay, perfect. Now let's work with the job story. So from the customer perspective, it's B2B customer. From customer perspective, and I want to expand geography and launch their product services. Let's say Germany, I want to grow their revenue, adjust their products and services. So describe your job story. Read it and describe what you meant uh, by every block, by every section.
Um, that will be companies producing some products or services. One of the tasks or jobs to be done could be launching a product in a new country, say a new European country. country or specifically in German market. And they would be, yeah, the obvious intention behind it is to grow their revenue. And what would they actually need? I guess this is the light green bit is about, is to um, make the right setup so that the product could be launched, or not launched, but be launched and adjusted in the best possible to start working in this country.
So in this case, what I would recommend you is to put on your customer's shoes and try to vocalize the job story from their perspective. So think about you as that company, as your client, and your client says, for example, when I think in this case, what do you think? I'm just a proposal, but what do you think? When I'm trying to expand or when I'm trying to launch the product to a new market, what do you think? Is this the case we are discussing right now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
That
when
sounds
I
right.
am trying to expand to a new market. Yes. So this second thing, let's think about the actual task, what they want to do. Do they want to grow the revenue so they can find a better product market fit? Or they want to adjust the product market fit, they want to evaluate product market fit to grow the revenue. Which one goes first?
Yeah, well, they obviously need the right product market fit to launch
Yeah,
easier
yeah,
and better, and
yeah,
ultimately
yeah.
to grow their revenue.
Yeah. So in this case, finding product market fit is the job statement or the motivation, right? So for example, we put it as adjust product market fit to the new market. So I can grow grow my revenue. Or it can be any other thing in this particular case. So I can actually launch the product, or I can have a successful launch, right? Or I can do whatever I want when I find the product market fit. So in this case, what I would recommend you is to um, form this job story and then try to evaluate and kind of make it a little bit simpler, right? So what in what situation they are pretty simple in a couple of words, and what they're trying to do to achieve what. So I would say we should follow this logic. Great job, Anna. Absolutely fantastic job story, and it is very, very good job story to start adjusting your product or try to find a new pillars for your campaign. Great job, great job. Thank you so much. Let's think. Let's go further and talk about demand creation right now. So the next thing that I would like to discuss with you is the demand creation. So me, Maria, and Anna, and Juan, I saw his story, which is great as well. Done to the rules, great story, great job. So what we've done, we have created our job stories, and we understand the narration in which our customer lives. They are in a particular situation, they're trying to do something to achieve something. And when we create a new product, when we address those needs, our customers may still be hesitant if they want to change from the old solution to the new solution. And in this case, we are talking about the map of four forces. This map shows us how the demand is created. So let's discuss the map, and we will work with the map further with the rest of you. So the basics, and it's very simple aspect of the map 104 is disadvantages of your competitor solutions in the eyes of customers. And I would highlight that in the eyes of customers. So for example, you as an IT expert may see that their systems runs inefficiently, but a customer may not see that. So in their eyes, it's actually not a problem, a disadvantage. The disadvantage is when your video call solution, it's a lot of computer memory, so your computer start working so slow you cannot finish any task. In this case, this is the eyes of the customer. So yeah, the first thing we have to identify while talking to our customers in interviews is what are the disadvantages of the existing solutions. And by solutions, we are thinking about all scope of things that help our customer, or scope of things that helps our customers to achieve a particular result, and they can hire to solve, or they can hire to do a particular job. So it's not just, for example, if we need to do a business meeting, right? It's gonna be an avenue of possibilities or instruments and tools we can do that. It can be either in person or online meeting, and they will have their disadvantages. So the more specific your job is, the more specific your product is, the more specific your solutions, the scope of solutions is. But please do not forget and do not limit yourself just one specific customer or a company. It's a scope of solutions, and they will have disadvantages in the eyes of your customers. The second thing is it's the great one, and we think about our advantages, what we can do better and what we are doing better already. So again, from the customer perspective, if we are doing something great, but our customers don't really think that it's something essential, or they don't actually see that as an advantage, but more like a hygiene factor, that will not work and that will not help us to create demand. So in this part of the map, think about your advantages that in the eyes of a customer really works well. And in this case, really think about the wow effect when customer says, oh, I absolutely love this function on your platform, or I absolutely fascinated with this particular element of your design. The next part of the map is habits. And the habits are the force that influences our customers to actually not switch to a new product. We are used to a particular solution, and to switch to a new solution, we need to change our habits. And as people, we don't really like to do that, to be fair. In this case, try to identify what habits do people have now and what habits you will have to address in your campaigns or with your products. And the last but not the least force is fears and anxieties. They're not better than habits. Again, they prevent our customers from switching from one solution to another. If your customer really thinks or feels like the solution will not work properly, or they have some fears on anxieties, for example, privacy or anything like that, even if the rival's product, even if another solution works worse, they've got that fears and anxieties, they may not switch to your better product. The map is pretty simple. It's just 4 quadrants where we put disadvantages of rivals and advantages of us. habits of customers and their anxieties. How does this map really look? So again, as we have discussed, disadvantages of rivals and advantages of our products, they push customers to our solution. Habits and fears and anxieties, they pull our customers from our solution. So it's like two-way road. Some habits are pushing, some habits are pulling. So what you have to do is to actually achieve the balance. You have to make the forces that push your customers to your solution stronger and delimit the value. Work with the habits, work with anxieties, work with fears to actually show this product is better. And don't worry, you will not spend a lot of time, a lot of resources, a lot of your energy to switch for a new product. A great case of that is actually Samsung and iPhone rivalry. So they actually create a solutions so you can transfer your data from one phone to another phone seamlessly. This is a great, absolutely fantastic example of how some companies work with anxieties and habits. For example, you have an Android phone, for example, Samsung, and you think, how do I transfer all the valuable data from this phone to my new iPhone, right? Or vice versa. And you've got a specific solution. So this is a great example of that. And again, this is the balance that ideally you have to achieve. Okay, we've got maps for everyone here. You can use this framework, but I would like to again ask someone to talk to me. Let's talk to so um, who would like to talk to us and work with the forces map? Please use this opportunity if you need to evaluate your product and um, to further develop your products. Okay, let's go and talk quickly about what can go wrong. And we have actually covered a lot of this during the session today. First is the wrong scale of jobs. Please look look at the jobs in the right scale. Kind of interesting example, but anyway, try to look at the actual job, not just an action. So for example, when customers go to your website, they do not look to just a search button. They want to search a particular style, or they want to combine a particular style if you're selling dresses, etc., etc., or they want to search for a particular skill set, right? A particular courses. They're not just looking for a search. Another pitfall is jumping straight to solutions. For example, when something is happening, I want to apply company X moisturizer. This again, in jobs to be done, it's very important for us to put on customers' shoes and walk in their shoes to actually understand the narration, the problem, the job, to give them the solution, not to put the solution in the job. And also activities and jobs where we again discussed, do not kind of mix activities or actions with jobs. Your customer does not want to drill a hole in their wall. They want to hang a picture. They want to make their house look more aesthetically. They want to make, for example, they don't even want to hang that picture. They want to make their family happy, or their wife or their husband happy, that finally that huge empty wall is more beautiful now. And the last but not the least is again, giving too many details are going to vague in descriptions. Try to keep jobs simple and pretty specific, so you can work with them, you can evaluate them, and you can manage them. What you can do to avoid the pitfalls, to make mistakes, and to solve those mistakes. First of all, clearly understand business goal and task. You need to answer the question for yourself: what am I trying to do? What am I trying to solve? Then conduct in-depth user research. Again, we are here about users. Your assumptions are great because you know more about your products, but please go to your customers, talk to them, and understand what they want. Challenge your assumptions. Always ask yourself, is this true? Is this correct? Is this how our customers see the product or see these features, how they use them? Is this an actual value in the eyes of our customers? Always challenge your assumptions. Always challenge your knowledge. Combined with other approaches, absolutely phenomenal comment, absolutely great comment about identify whys. Do that, expand the approach, think about jobs to be done just as a tool, right? You've got your goal, jobs to be done is just a tool. Apply this tool alongside with the other tools to solve the problem in the best way possible. And of course, take your time to experiment, to learn, make mistakes, learn on them, and develop. So let's wrap it up. Again, the jobs to be done redirects your attention from just creating beautiful products to addressing customer needs, and it is about novelty. You're creating something new, or you're changing something to something new. In jobs to be done, key elements are job stories and job statements. Job stories is a narration, and job statement is an actual job your product is hired for. And when a customer switches to your product, they consider not just advantages and disadvantages of previous products and new products. They also have some factors as fears and anxieties and um, habits. So for this part, I think that is all. Again, as I have mentioned, please do send us your questions after the webinar. We've got this recording, we've got all the exercises. We will share this with you. Follow our on LinkedIn. We will post the information there. Again, you will be reached out uh, for some additional comments. If you want to do the homework, to complete the job stories, to complete the maps, please do that. Write us, and we will help you to develop those maps, to review them, and together um, develop your products and your maps and master the instrument to create better products that our customers and our people, our end users will love.